Welcome to another episode of OG55. I got the Italiano with me today before he sails away on his cruise sandwich. 2 cruises this month, George. 2 cruises. He is setting sail this weekend or this week. But we're going to set sail. We're going to actually take your questions, your comments up next on OG55. Let's get it. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55. We are live. George, welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me back on. And yeah, it's very kind of bittersweet right now. You know, it's like, obviously I'm very pumped. I'm very hyped, excited for my cruise and my cruise sandwich, if you will, with a little bit of Walt Disney World in between. But definitely it's going to feel kind of weird because even when I'm on my trips, whether I'm in the parks or whatever, you know, I'm still able to connect with everybody through social media and doing the show and talking to you on the phone and everything. But it's like, it's going to feel weird being disconnected. You know, it's actually going to be like one of my first times. I mean, I know we did the cruise last year, but
we were together.
We were together.
Yeah.
So this time it's going to feel kind of weird, but also it's sometimes it may be like a nice cleansing factor to just like not having to look at social media, because literally right now, like, Twitter is in like the shithole right now.
Oh, dude, Twitter is a cesspool, bro. Twitter is terrible, absolutely terrible. But before we dive into our live show, George, if you could let everybody at home know where they could find you on social media before you are off social media.
Yes, absolutely.
For a week,
yes. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Sticky. There we go.
And I will say too, I will be on the ship before we actually set sail, obviously. So I'll still have some phone reception. So I will be posting maybe some video clips and some photos before I officially set sail. And then, of course, I'll be taking a lot of photos on my voyage. So when I get back and I get internet reception, I'll be posting all those as well.
Absolutely. All right, let's dive right in. We got the first question of the evening from Mr. T.S. Wade. I know this doesn't work that way, but maybe Disney should make a CEO election and have the shareholders vote who should be the new CEO. I don't know.
That can kind of go either way.
I don't know if I don't know if I necessarily like that, Wade. I would, and I know I'm going to be called all kinds of names like a shill and all that stuff. I would just trust the process. I mean, the people on the board and Iger, they know the internals and they know what needs to be done. And that's kind of where I'm at. I trust the process, see where it goes. You know, hopefully they learn their lesson from the Chapek debacle and everything, kind of move on from there. But I don't know. I would be a little weary though if they held like an election for it. What say you, George?
Yeah, as I said, it can kind of go either way. Like, I do understand the concept to have shareholders because you definitely want them to have some sort of say, but sometimes if shareholders are in a lack of a better term, like not in the best of moods.
Well, here's the thing with shareholders.
That can reflect on the voting.
Well, here's the thing with shareholders, though. A lot of them are just business investment sort of people too, right? Like they're not necessarily in
like individuals and stuff. Like it's coming from like banks and
exactly. So you're not, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Wade's heart's in the right place. Absolutely, I think Wade is really concerned about who the next CEO is going to be, and so am I. To be honest with you, I mean, it's a very important role to fill, and Bob Iger cannot afford to get it wrong this time. I mean,
this is it. Yeah, I mean, because we all know that he's done by 2026.
Yeah,
but that's why, and again, he can't afford to have history repeat itself. So I am glad they're somewhat taking their time,
Right.
but at the same time, they're running out of time.
No, yeah, exactly. It's a balancing act, right? You want to take your time. You want to make sure you can put the right person in there, but at the same time, you want to do it in a timely manner, because eventually, these investors, and they're kind of already there, to be honest with you, are going to get really, really frustrated with no news on who is the new CEO. My prediction, I'm standing strong on it. I still think it's going to be Dana Walden. I could completely be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I honestly thought Kevin Meyer was going to be the next CEO the last time, and here it was Bob Chapek. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do want to welcome Arlene. She became a member just now. Thank you, Arlene. We do appreciate you so much. So with if you become an OG55 member, you get exclusive member content, which is actually, we've been releasing a lot of that lately. You'll even get access to a lot of the videos earlier than everybody else. So we recently did a great collaboration with Dave from Fresh Baked, and that video was available to members the night before it released. So again, Arlene, thank you so much for becoming a member. It does mean a lot to us. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that also puts you in the running for the $100 gift card. Once we hit 100 members, whoever is part of the first 100 will be eligible to try to win a $100 gift card.
Absolutely. And $100 gift card is, I had to do a money drop on you. I just had to, George. I had to drop a money drop on you. Trip Johnson, it is always good to see you, Trip. Thank you so much for joining us again, sir. Trip says, hey, gang, have you seen the video for the proposed Russian pavilion on Cow's Missing YouTube channel? If so, what do you think? I have not, Trip. I'm actually kind of new to that YouTuber. I believe it was Theme Park Wizard, friend of the channel, Mr. Wizard, who made me aware of that content creator kind of recently, just a few weeks ago, I believe. So I have not seen it, but I will definitely check it out. What do you say? What do you think about that, George? About a Russian pavilion?
I never saw it on the YouTube channel, but I have heard of the proposed Russian pavilion because from being a D23 member for how many years, they would send us gifts each time that we would renew. And there was a year that they sent us a 12-month calendar, and it was titled The Disney That Almost Was. And each month showed a piece of concept art of proposed projects and ideas that was talked in Disney, in Imagineering, but never happened. And the Russian pavilion was one of them.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, they do need, I think the next thing that comes to Epcot, like the next big thing, it needs to be another pavilion, I think. I think that would be the way to go, 100%.
And they already worked over on the Future World. I know it's not Future World anymore, but I mean, that side, I think now they need to show some love over on the World Showcase side.
Yeah, absolutely. But do you think there's going to be any pavilions that get removed? Like, do you think Morocco is in jeopardy?
If there are any pavilions that get removed, Morocco, I think, would be the first one on the block.
Interesting.
The chopping block.
On the chopping block. JP here says, I think the three countries that need pavilions the most are Russia, Brazil, and India. Brazil is interesting. Like we talked about, they're doing a D23 Expo in Brazil. So there's a market for Disney down there for sure, enough to warrant a D23. So that's interesting. Also, kind of lean into that South American culture. I think it'd be interesting. There's definitely a lot they can kind of tap into with that. India, though, even you can kind of do a lot with that. Doesn't the Jungle Book take place in India, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes. Yeah.
So we have options because look, I know everyone's like, oh God, OG, that's IP. I know, but that's what Disney's gonna do. They're gonna do the IP, regardless of what the super fans want or whatever. It's gonna be IP. So there's possibilities. I think Brazil and India are probably more likely than Russia, just because
the tensions of everything.
Well, yeah, that too, yeah, and we don't have any really Russian IP, right? Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any. So
yeah, no.
Yeah, so yeah, probably one of those two. Mr. Seymour Duck, friend of the channel. Mr. Seymour Duck, thank you for joining us, sir. George, I've been doing some research and I've discovered that there's a secret society of people who are exceptionally attractive. Do you happen to know the password to get in? George, give this man the password.
Well, I appreciate it, Seymour. I do. Honestly, well, I guess if you want,
Is it Walt sent me? Is it Walt sent me? Is that the code? Walt sent me, like in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Walt sent me.
There you go, Seymour. You have the password. You're in. Googam32. Do you think that the media landscape will one day be Disney, Warner Brothers, Fox versus Universal, Sony, Paramount? Oh man. No. Well, okay. Does he mean like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Fox all in one company?
Do you think the media landscape will one day? Yeah, I get. So what he's asking is, one day will Disney, Warner Brothers, and Fox be under one umbrella versus Universal, Sony, and Paramount?
I don't think so. Like, okay, on the Disney side, that's a massive. That's too big. Warner Brothers has a huge library. I don't think the regulators would ever. I don't think they could purchase that. I think that would be too much of a monopoly. Universal, Sony, and Paramount. That's I think these two are too big, Googam. I just don't see it happening, in my opinion. But here's the thing: I do kind of want Universal though to get the Warner Brothers IP. Now here's the thing. Here's a caveat with that one though. They would probably have to sell off some stuff to kind of make that deal happen. It would be tough. Again, with the regulators and all that, it would still be very hard. But I think one of the biggest weaknesses right now with Universal is that, like I said so many times on the channel, they rent a lot of the IP for their parks. So they rent out Harry Potter, they rent out Super Nintendo, like all the big stuff. Most of the big stuff is other people's IPs. If they were to own Warner Brothers, gosh, that would help them out tremendously. They would have Harry Potter in-house. Okay, one of their biggest properties in their parks. They would have the entire DC universe in their parks, and just a ton of other stuff that they could put in there. I mean, even Beetlejuice, from what I understand, is a Warner Brothers property. They could go all in on that. You know, I know technically they have a licensing deal, but they would own it. You know, so there's a lot they could do there. But even that is really, really iffy. But if I had like a wish list, right? I think that Universal buying Warner Brothers would be on my top of my wish list, because I think that would do a lot for the Universal parks. You know, what say you, George?
Yeah, I feel like that these are a bunch of heavy hitters, and when you put all the heavy hitters in one basket, the basket gets too heavy,
right,
so to speak, and you can't lift it. And so I feel that in time, I do agree with you. I think if Warner Brothers goes over to Universal Comcast, then that can be like a equal balance for offsetting Disney purchasing
like Marvel, Pixar,
and Fox and stuff. Yeah,
everything basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think if Disney owned Warner Brothers, I feel like that would be. I mean, if it ever happens down the road, we don't know. That could be maybe like in 20, 30 years. We don't know. I mean, if they do, I mean, they have a slew full of IP, to say the least, but I don't know if Disney's willing to go that route, especially after still paying off the Fox deal.
Yeah, I don't think they're buying Warner Brothers. I don't think they should, to be honest with you. I love Disney, but I do want some competition. You know what I'm saying? I do think competition is necessary and very, very healthy. Maybe friend of the channel, family of the channel, we love maybe here says Happy National Pizza Day, Italians. Let's get it, pizza day.
Yeah, buddy.
There we go. And then she continues with, that's amore. any comments on national
I think it's funny that they just make like just any random day a special day for something.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's good to see. Maybe. I am
when
losing
the
my
moon
spot
hits
here.
your eye like a bigger pizza pie. That's amore.
Wow, that was good, George. You're gonna get me copyrighted over here. It's so good. That was really impressive. It's Florentine is in the house. It's Florentine says, remember when we all saw the image of the Jungle Book and thought something along the lines with that property would be coming to the parks? They didn't use Lion King. Now the IP is getting a land ride. So what do you think about that, George?
Yeah, I mean, they did showcase the Jungle Book behind Josh D'Amaro when he was making that that little video about the parks panel for, D23. I thought, maybe that they could eventually incorporate it back into Animal Kingdom, maybe retheme Cali River Rapids to the Jungle Book. But I mean, and I don't want to say it'll never happen, because I mean, look how long it took for Monsters Inc. To finally get into the parks.
Well, and Jungle Books is still a very lucrative franchise. I mean, just from I think the 2016 live action movie, that movie made $1 billion. You know,
and for the life of me, I still don't know why The Lion King, along with all the other Renaissance films of Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, that they're not utilizing them in the domestic parks. And we did a recording on that, which will come out at a later time. So all of you definitely, keep an eye on that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't get it. I still don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's really, really weird. But, we actually have a video coming out on that, about the IP and how Disney just refuses for some reason to have the Renaissance era films represented in a big way in the US. For some reason, they just don't want to do it. And it's been that way for a long time. Even Michael Eisner didn't do it. I mean, it's nuts. Andrew Kellogg, I speculate on these new projects that were announced at D23 have a record of announcing project and Disney has a record of announcing projects and then getting canceled. Remember the 90s project got canceled, like Westcott, Disney America? Yeah, no, that's very true. You're right, Andrew. You're not wrong. I mean, there is a history of canceled projects. Westcott is one of them. There's a lot. There's the Main Street Theater in Walt Disney World, the Mary Poppins ride. There's a bunch of stuff. But I think in this case, I think we're going to see this stuff. Josh said at the D23 Expo that all of the things that he announced were official and were going to be completed by the end of the 5th year. So this is a very tight kind of time frame that Josh has kind of set up. I think we're going to start seeing ground start moving for a lot of stuff. We're already starting to see it for the Avengers e-ticket and the flight lab over at DCA. So that's going to start. I think that a lot of stuff is even in Florida. We're seeing the what is it, George? The staging area for Animal Kingdom, the construction staging area is.
Yep.
Yeah. So Andrew, I agree with you, man. Like, yes, there is a history of Disney canceling projects, and they canceled my favorite project, which is Westcott. I still have PTSD from that. But in this case, the stuff that we heard at this D23, I think that they're gonna follow through with it. I think there's too much riding on it too. Investors are starting to kind of get impatient with this stuff too. It's not just the fans. So yeah. So we'll see.
And it's also the wording on it too, of how D'Amaro mentioned to say all these projects that are being announced, tonight are greenlit, shovels in the dirt, right. Earth is being moved. This is all going to come within a 5 years time. I mean, he said specifics.
Yes.
He may not have said specific opening dates or starting dates, but he gave us a time frame, a huge time frame, because he incorporated every project in basically one big gift basket and said, this is all going to be done within 5 years.
Yeah. And he has to kind of deliver to some degree, because remember, Josh is on the short list to become the next CEO. So he can't go in there, Andrew, and start canceling projects and start pissing people off. Fans are already mad because they're gonna remove the Rivers of America. If he starts going in there now in the months to come and starts canceling some of this stuff, it's not going to be good for him. He's got to follow through. If he wants any real shot of becoming the next CEO, he's got to follow through. Abigail is in the house. What's going on, Abigail? We got Abigail. We got Mr. Paul Adler. Mr. Adler, it's always good to see you. And we got Kev, the tech bear. Kev, always good to see you, brother. And we got Starship 824. Hey, OG crew, what's going on, Starship? What is going on? And he has a question. With the Disney Springs drone show now over, where do you think we could see drones next?
Michael Eisner's backyard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think Animal Kingdom would be a good spot for them.
I think Animal Kingdom would be the best bet, because then they can solidify a nighttime show. It doesn't have to be super loud. It doesn't have to make loud noises. You can have it over on the opposite side of the park where it's away from when the animals are, in their sleeping headquarters, if you will.
Right.
Yeah. And I think they did it in Disney Springs, that even though it was like basically a free show, if you were to go there, but kind of dabble in with utilizing the drones in the Disney property.
Yeah, I would love to see an Animal King drone show. Magic Kingdom would also be a great spot for them. You can do a lot with Magic Kingdom. I don't know. I hope we see it. I mean, look, from what I'm hearing, the drone show at Disney Springs did amazingly well. It got, it was pulling, as the kids say, it was doing numbers, George. It was doing numbers. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. What's going on, Arlene? Hold on. We got to do some hard hands for Arlene. We got a hard hand. I got heart cheeks. And there we go. I gave you 3 hearts.
You did so much better. My hard hands look like ass cheeks.
Booty cheeks, right, George? It's booty cheeks. Just clapping. See, it's so funny. Like, George, you bring out the how it spirals so fast. We're talking Disney, and all of a sudden we're talking about booty cheeks. Unbelievable. Tones, good friend of the channel. We love Tones. Tones Poppy here says, damn, what a bunch of cuties. Hey, you know what, Tones? Not as cute as you, brother. Not as cute as you. And he goes on to continue. George is changing his name to @VacationGeorge. Yeah, you should, dude.
Yeah, the Vacation King, because you gave me that title. So
yeah, you are. You're the Vacation King, dude. Put your crown on, dude. You're the Vacation King. Abigail here says, I can't wait to go on a Disney cruise. Yeah, it's a good, amazing experience.
It really is. It's life-changing.
Yeah, it really is an amazing experience. Mr. Theme Park Casual says, hey kids, what's going on, Mr. Casual? And the girly nerd here says, if Disney ever made an Ink and Paint Club restaurant or South Seas Club from the Rocketeer, where would you put them? I'm realizing I'm living a dream world. Okay,
I know what Ink and Paint, because you said this.
Toontown.
Yeah.
It's got to be Toontown. You got to put it in Toontown, and you make it like a bar, more adult vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely more adult vibe. Give something for the adults.
Yeah.
Because George always says, "Come on, like it's Disneyland. Like
it's not for the kids. Yeah, like I want to go in the Ink and Paint Club, and I want it to be like a Vegas Jubilee. Like
right? Yeah. I know. That's got to go in Toontown. But actually, you know what? Ink and Paint Club would actually be really cool. Also, is Buena Vista Street.
Yes.
It would be really cool on Buena Vista Street, because Buena Vista Street has that old Hollywood, just like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. If they do it on Buena Vista Street, I would be happy with that. That would be pretty dope, actually. I don't know. And the South Seas Club from Rocketeer. Yeah, again, you could even maybe do I think Rocketeer was the 40s, right? So
actually, with the South Seas Club, I would actually incorporate that on one of the cruise ships.
Oh, that's interesting, George. Interesting. Okay, I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook, bro. I'll let you cook. Absolutely.
Yeah, because they're doing the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea bar, I think, on the Treasure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's right. Jason Hill is in the house. What's going on, Jason? We met Jason at D23. Really fantastic guy. We had a really good time with him at D23.
Really good. Yeah, awesome guy. Love talking with him. We got to experience the Richard Sherman tribute, and again, just a bunch of grown men were sitting there with our lips quivering, choking back tears with lumps in our throat, trying to sing "Let's Go Fly a Kite."
Our lips quivering. we were quivery lips guys over there. That's funny. No, we were though. That Richard Sherman thing, like
it was done very well, and especially because it wasn't planned. No one knew nobody knows like when it's their time. So it's they put that together very fast, but very well done.
It was so well done. And John Stamos at the very end, he just lost it.
Oh, he
just started crying it was really, really emotional. It's sad, we're losing so many people that had that direct connection to Walt.
Yeah, it's just going smaller and smaller. And honestly, in honor of Richard, I hope someday that they could somehow, some way incorporate that extra verse that he recently wrote for "It's a Small World."
Yes, yes, he did write. For those of you that don't know, they told us at that panel that he did write another verse, a new verse for "It's a Small World." So it'd be cool if they can, maybe, if you know what, I just got an idea. What if they incorporated the new verse into any new fireworks show at Disneyland for the 70th anniversary?
Oh, there you go.
That would be pretty awesome. I think that's kind
Yeah.
of a perfect spot to do it, either the 70th or the 75th. You know.
Do you think the 75th is going to be a much bigger deal than the 70th?
Yes, I do. I do think the 75th will be a bigger deal. Yeah. It's a bigger 75th just seems like, I don't know. I think they're going to wait. They're going to pull back a little bit on the 70th, and they're going to go all out, I think, on the 70th.
Because also too, the 5 years would then be completed with all the projects that was announced at this D23, and then it starts the next set. So the 75th anniversary for Disneyland hits that sweet spot right when the first 5 years ends and the next 5 begins.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 75.
Yeah. And
75.
if anyone knows how to hit that sweet spot, it's me.
It's you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think the 70th, for those of you that are wondering, because we didn't get any news on it really at the expo. We got a logo, and that's it. Oh, and the animatronic Walt, which is awesome.
Right.
You know? Yeah. But I think for the 70th, it's going to be very entertainment heavy, obviously.
Yeah.
You know? We'll get probably a new fireworks show. Maybe Paint the Night will come back, you know? So we'll see. But obviously no new attractions, because we would know that by now. But right. I don't know. I hope whatever new fireworks.
But for the 75th, I believe, Coco should be done. I would think so. I would hope so.
Well, no, it won't, because Coco doesn't start until 2026 construction. They're waiting 2 years to start that one for some reason.
Oh, okay. So wait, so that would be
the Avengers stuff will probably be close to done. Maybe, I don't know. Even that though, probably not. No.
Well, they're on their 69th year, so if it starts construction at the 71st, Coco wouldn't be done in 4 years.
Oh, you mean for the 75th or
75th? Yeah, not the 70th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood. Yes. No, yeah, Coco might be done. The Avengers will definitely be done.
Yeah.
Probably just about everything they announced except for Pandora.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
or maybe.
Pandora might come like at the back end of the 75th.
Yeah, because it's like an 18-month celebration.
Yeah.
Interesting. Lucas and Disney is in the house. Make sure you subscribe to Lucas and Disney, friend of the channel. We're at D23 with Lucas too. We were there because of Lucas, and we'll always be thankful for Lucas for that. But Lucas here says, hello, the best content creator with the biggest insane tank is back from Orlando. Happy Thursday night. Lucas is back. He was in Orlando, which is awesome. I hope you had a good time, Lucas. I hope you had a good time. He continues, you know how we should know who should be the CEO of Disney between Josh and Dana? Do Squid Game style or match of StarCraft? Squid Game style. That's awesome. I love that, Lucas. Thank you, brother. That's fantastic. Mr. Trey Porter is in the house. Trey, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Thank you. Lucas here continues. The country that needs the most for Epcot Pavilion is South Korea. Yes, South Korea would be awesome. I completely agree with you. We get a nice Korean barbecue place in there. You know what I'm saying? You can have, you can have like some of the world's biggest K-pop groups do like the opening ceremonies. Awesome stuff. Go ahead, George. What say you?
Do you think Disney would ever add in a pavilion that doesn't already have an IP, but know that down the road that they could look into making an IP? Or do you think it would be vice versa and wait for them to already have an IP?
No, well, maybe they would. If they know something's in the pipeline with like an IP, like let's say, for example, they're going to do a South Korean princess animated movie, which Disney, please do. That would be awesome. But let's just say hypothetical, it's in production, right? It's not going to be released for another 3 or 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. It's possible that they're like, you know what? We got this new movie coming out in, 5 years, right? We're working on it now. We'll do the Epcot South Korea Pavilion and just in time for that movie. So,
okay. Now I have a question for you. If they were to do an animated film based off of South Korea with a South Korean heroine, and they got Jenny to do the voice.
Well, that'd be great.
Would you go to theaters?
Oh, I'd go to the theater for that. Oh, yeah, dude.
You wouldn't even add that to your list.
Yeah,
would
I
you?
know. I'd be in theaters for that because I'm a huge animation guy and I love fairy tales and I love Jenny from Blackpink. It marks all the OG's boxes. I would be there in a heartbeat. But I think that would actually, though, in all seriousness, though, I think something like that would be really, really smart on Disney's part. I think that if you tap into the South Korean culture and you do an animated film kind of based on that, and then you maybe incorporate some of Korea's very like their pop stars, K-pop stars, and even their K-drama like actors and actresses to do the voicing for these characters and stuff. I think it would be very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And that stuff is very popular too. So you would have a fan base just waiting to watch that stuff. So yeah, it would be very cool. Interesting stuff. Jason Hill, not Disney, but I saw Beetlejuice last night. Theater was packed. People are all dressed up, popcorn buckets selling like crazy. Are you excited for the movie? I am. I liked Beetlejuice as a kid. I love that movie, actually.
Yeah, I did too.
And I think Jenna Ortega is the perfect fit for that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, because she fits Wednesday to a T. So she fits that kind of like that dark, quirky Tim Burton style kind of movie.
Oh, absolutely. She's absolutely perfect for it. She's really popular right now. Yeah. I think this movie's going to do very, very well. Encore. Maybe. Thank you so much. $1.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Maybe. Encore. Yes. Let me see here. Where was I? Oh, here we go. Todd Hensley. I think an Australian pavilion would be great in Epcot. Now, what say you about that? Australia.
Yeah, Australia is another interesting, because I'm trying to like put my head where Disney would be with it. Like for me, like I would love to see Australia, but is Disney seeing that? Because again, there's no IP attached to it. So it's like what really, I think that Disney's going to end up picking things that they'll eventually utilize down the road. That's going to have a bigger purpose. Yeah. But I personally would love to see Australia. Me personally, I would love to just go to actual Australia, Yeah.
Australia is on my bucket list for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think we mentioned that we did a members only like casual chit chat the other day about traveling. I think Australia
was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I feel like I'm in Australia now. In California, it's like 115 degrees outside. I'm waiting for the wombats and the kangaroos to go by. It's crazy. We have Abigail here says OG's always going to mention Westcott. I will always mention Westcott. Westcott was my my first love.
The third park will be built in the Toy Story lot, and he'll still be saying Westcott's coming.
It's coming. Don't worry. Any day now. It's coming. Brian Hairston here says, how will Avatar Land affect Oogie Boogie Bash on year one? I don't think it's going to affect it at all. I don't think they're going to, my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, George, they don't decorate Pandora for the holidays at all, do they, in Florida?
I don't believe so. I don't recall, because they don't do no specialty.
It's like Star Wars. It's like Galaxy's Edge. Like they don't really
touch it. But I'm wondering if Brian means, because again, we already had that issue of thinking like what's going to happen to the parade route, and for Oogie Boogie Bash, they utilize for the parade.
Well, that's okay. That's a whole can of worms. Brian, for example, when you say effect, I mean there could be multiple effects. The first effect would be like what George was saying. If they decide to bulldoze Hollywoodland to put Pandora there, well, now you have no parade route. So they're going to have to reroute the parade or do something with that. So that's going to be completely different for Oogie Boogie Bash if they reroute the parade, Or
so what they might do for that particular year until something gets configured. They may move the Halloween parties back over to Disneyland. For the time being.
For the time being. Oh, yeah. For the time being, you probably would have to. Because DCA is going to be a huge construction site.
Yeah.
Depending on where they're putting this stuff.
Where they're putting it, yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know. We still do not know. We got Adventures with Roto Commish. Howdy, everybody. What's up, Roto? It's good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining. Starship here says, Vacation King of the Vacation Kingdom. There you go, George. George over here doing big things. We have making moves. Tay over here says, hey, everyone, excited for the future of the parks. The addition of Indy to Animal Kingdom essentially gives us an Indy trilogy Each ride across the world is a mini story in the Indy lore. Just a fun idea. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love the fact that each version of Indiana Jones is a different temple, a different kind of backstory.
Yeah.
I think that fits into like you were saying, Teo, like that Indiana Jones kind of, like, it just feels like Indy. Like you want to have.
And I do believe the new video game that's coming out is going to be based off of the backstory of Indiana Jones' adventure at Disneyland.
I saw that. That's pretty cool. So the Forbidden Eye is canon now, huh? Officially. Bear with me, everybody. Just kind of going through the chat right now. Shane Nurani says here, what do you think they do with Finding Nemo Theater in DAC? Do they add it to Tropical Americas, or does it stay on an island by itself? What say you, Italiano? What do you think they're going to do?
Interesting.
What do you think?
Tropical Americas. Well, I guess right now it could still kind of stay because the ocean is so big and we don't really necessarily know. Well, I guess we could say because the first one, they ended up in Sydney, Australia.
Where is that theater? I don't remember seeing that theater.
The theater in the wild. It's right after Everest, but before you get to Dino Land.
Oh, so it kind of borders Dino Land then a little bit. It's like kind of almost there. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
I just don't know if they're going to get rid of the theater entirely because I feel like you still need some entertainment in Animal Kingdom, and I think that the Finding Nemo musical is still very popular. That theater still packs in people, and you can still kind of, as I said, the ocean's big, so I mean, you could still kind of tie Finding Nemo into the tropicals.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Teo here continues. Here's an idea. Once Cars opens in Magic Kingdom, use the plot of land for Speedy and create an Aquatopia ride like Disney Sea would fit in and would be great for summer. I would agree with you on that, Teo. Will they do it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just over the Speedway and Autopia, on both coasts. Like, I feel like there's so much land that it's taking up, and that they could do so much more there. So much creativity. Yeah,
no, I agree with you on that. JP here says, am I the only one who doesn't believe that Avatar is anywhere near popular enough to warrant lands in both California and Florida? Sure, both movies made $1 billion, but they had no staying power culturally. See, this is the thing, JP, and like I kind of thought the same thing too, but I keep hearing that it has no staying power, but the land in Animal Kingdom is the most popular land in Animal Kingdom, and each of these movies made $2 billion each. Like, I get it. Like, it doesn't have the same kind of popularity as, say, like a Marvel or a Star Wars, where people are like, Marvel and Star Wars has a certain kind of fan, right? Where they dive into like the lore and the canon, all that. Yeah, Avatar doesn't have that. But if you're just looking at like popularity, though, I mean, $2 billion for each of these movies and how popular Animal Kingdom is in Florida, I mean, you can't really argue with it. It's popular. And it's not like it's a new franchise that's going to fizzle out. I mean, Avatar, the first movie came out like in what, 2009, George? Something like that?
2009 was 2009.
Yeah. So it's like it's pushing almost a 20-year-old franchise, and I don't know. I think it's here, dude. I think it's here. I just think culturally it hits differently than some of the bigger IPs. It's a different kind of animal, but it's still very popular. It's still packing theaters. It's still packing people into parks. Cameron Dolphin here says, is there any possibility Villains Land will come to Disney California? Yeah, actually, we talked about that, George and I.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. There are a lot of rumors right now that Disney is going to change DCA's name and their theme basically to what, Disney Cinematic Adventure, or whatever it is. If they change it to Disney Cinematic Adventure, Cameron, you could put Villains Land in that symbol lot, essentially. You know what I'm saying? You could put any IP in there. You could put Moana in that symbol lot. You open the floodgates. Once you take the California element out of it, you can do anything. So I think it's a possibility. I think Villains Land, if they do even half of what they promised in that concept art, will be very popular. I can see them doing that here in maybe DCA. Absolutely.
I think, yeah, once they see how popular it is in Magic Kingdom, which I think it's already a safe bet it's going to be popular. But I think that they want to kind of solidify, like once they see the numbers, they got to look at the numbers. I think then that would be down the picket line for the Simba lot for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe here says, where are the Avatar super fans? Why don't they exist? Yeah, that's a great question. And that's kind of what I was saying too, maybe where it's like, it's weird because these movies make $2 billion a piece. The land at Animal Kingdom is very popular, but you don't have that same kind of like that super fan energy where people are like diving into like, the lore and like, diving into like the Na'vi and like, it's just different. Right, it's a different kind of franchise, but it's still pulling numbers. I remember going into the second Avatar movie. People were saying this movie is not going to do well. It's going to flop. It's just not going to do well. It cost too much money. It's not going to make its money back, and it made over $2 billion. So yeah, I don't know. It's
really
wild.
Really quick, we do have a super fan here.
Oh, there she is. So there you go. We have one super fan here. We got Arlene, super fan. That's awesome, though. That is cool. Lucas, thank you so much, brother. You're always generous. Thank you so much, Lucas. Yes. Really do appreciate you, man. $10 super chat. Random question. Disney World Fifth Gate Park. Collaborate companies like One Piece Land, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy Land, World of Warcraft Land, MCU Land, if Diz buys the rights from Universal in Orlando. Yeah, I mean, look, these properties are very, very popular, these gaming properties. And, maybe Disney would want to look into something like that. Maybe that would be their response to something like, Super Mario or something. If done right, it could be pretty cool. Like Final Fantasy Land has a ton of potential, dude, because that could be breathtaking. If you looked at even I remember as a kid looking through the instruction manuals for like the Super Nintendo game and all that. It's really dope. It's a dope world, you can do quite a bit with it. What say you, Italiana?
Yeah, well, I've played Final Fantasy 7 and 8. I'm going all the way back, like on the regular PS system. But even to then, the world of Final Fantasy is very complex. It almost gives off kind of like a Pandora feel mixed with like Stark Industries kind of vibe, but in an anime kind of world.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's potential there though. Like,
and then of course Kingdom Hearts. I'm always a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, and that's very popular. The Kingdom Hearts Mickey and Goofy and Donald are over there at Oogie Boogie Bash. So we got Florentine here say it's just a visual thing. I think Florentine's referring to the Avatar, movies being so popular and the land. And you might be onto something with that. It is very visually pleasing, and that might be what's drawing people into this franchise. It's a great point. Ian is in the house. Ian Grimm, thank you so much for joining us. Honestly hope they don't clone it for DCA. We don't need another Galaxy's Edge East-West. Yeah, here's the thing too. If they want to bring Villains Land to say DCA, right? Or even Disneyland, make it different. Make it different like they're doing for Cars. Yeah. I agree with Ian. Don't do a clone. What say you, Italiano? Would you want them to clone it, or would you prefer them to do something a little different out here if they were to put it out here?
No, I'm one that, especially with the domestics, I would prefer something original.
Yeah, absolutely. May here says, I met Kingdom of Hearts at Oogie Boogie. It was awesome. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, that is the one thing. They do set up Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in their Kingdom Hearts outfits. It would really be cool if they could have added Sora, or Riku and Kairi. But
look at look at you knowing all the names. I'm impressed. Wow, dude, go with your bad self, George. And we have Miss Anime Games in the house. We recorded 2 videos with Anime Games last night and had a blast with her. We did like a members only kind of like casual chit chat show with her. Really fun time. Talked about all kinds of stuff. We talked about food, K-pop, just a bunch of stuff. If you remember, make sure you check it out. We also did a whole video on her cosplay. She does amazing cosplay, like Sith cosplay and like Tinkerbell and stuff. So check out that video. It's going to come out tomorrow morning at 9:15. really, really good time. But yeah, thank you so much, Miss Anime Games. We had a blast with you. Really, really cool.
Really quick, I just have to add this really quick.
Go ahead.
I think she's referring to when I was mentioning the names.
Yes,
like in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, like I was. Yeah, like
how do you know that? That's
oh gosh, like as I said, I played it from the very beginning. Sora, Riku, Kairi. They also incorporated Leon, Yuffie, and then of course with the Organization 13, they have Xehanort, Xemnas.
Dude, well, you're a nerd, man. You're a nerd. Miss Anime Games, thanks for having me. Absolutely, Anime Games. Miss Anime Games, we'll have you on again very, very soon. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And maybe here says, I loved your video. So, and we have another one maybe with her tomorrow morning, which is just as awesome. You're really going to like that one. It's very, very fun. Let's see here. We have Teo. Teo says, from what we've seen so far between the treasure and the destiny, this is George's wheelhouse. He's a cruise guy. Which one are you more intrigued by?
Ooh. They both have like their positive. I can't really say negatives because really a Disney cruise ship doesn't really have negatives for me.
Right. But okay, so the Destiny is all the Marvel stuff. That's the Marvel heavy one,
Marvel
right?
and villains.
And villains. And then what's heavy on the treasure? Because there's so many now. I'm trying to get lost.
Treasure is more like of the adventure. Like there's going to be the Tale of Moana show on the treasure. Hercules is going to be on the Destiny.
Our friend Karik would love that. Shout out to King Dakar. We love King Dakar.
Yeah, speaking of which, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, King Dakar. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I actually texted him this morning. But yeah, he's a really good guy. But yeah, Hercules, Moana, that's a pretty strong lineup though.
And then I'm trying to remember the restaurants. So Treasure is getting Coco.
Okay.
Destiny. What was Destiny getting? I'll have to look into which restaurant Destiny was getting.
Wasn't it getting a Groot thing or something? I thought
they were going to add like Groot into like it's going to have like the Marvel,
right?
It's the Lion King. The Lion King.
The Lion King show. Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I remember that was going to be like almost like the Lion King on Broadway. While you eat,
yeah.
Yes.
So yes, and then also there's going to be the Cruella de Vil kind of piano lounge. Okay, I guess I kind of talked myself into it. Probably the Destiny.
Really, Destiny? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Marvel. I do. I'm probably leaning towards the Destiny, but I'm the most interested and most curious about the adventure. Because that's
that design looks phenomenal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let me see here. Teo here says, do you think more bars and lounges will pop up in Disneyland and Magic Kingdom? I have a feeling we could see a dark tavern of sorts in Villains Land. I hope we do, Teo. I hope we do. And yes, I do think we're going to see more alcohol in these castle parks now that they've sort of seeped it in, right? You can buy alcohol here and there now at these parks. I think they're going to start incorporating it way more, and not in a way that goes overboard, but I think, for sit down restaurants and things like that, a dark tavern in Villains Land is like chef's kiss perfect. I would love something like that. Would you be supportive of that, George?
Absolutely. And I think honestly, they will go that route because they said there's going to be a lot of shops and dining in the Villains Land. And we're already seeing a villains kind of live show that's going to be added into Hollywood Studios. That's going to replace the Lightning McQueen Racing Academy. So they're definitely making moves with the villains, and even just what we were talking about with the Disney Destiny cruise ship. So it's like it's definitely the villains' time to shine.
Yeah, it's the villains era for sure.
Yeah,
Lucas and Disney member for 1 month. Thank you so much, Lucas. Appreciate you. Free milestone chat. We just need Mulan, Raya, Moana in one cruise someday, and future Korea, Japan princess to belong in the future Japan cruise. That would be very, very cool. That'd be very, very cool. I would love. I
will say though, for the Disney Treasure, I do love how they have Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet. That's going to be in the lobby atrium. So that I'm looking forward to because everybody knows who knows me. A Whole New World is my all-time favorite Disney song. It's one of my top 5 songs of all time. So
Yep, absolutely. And shout out to the late great Howard Ashman, who every time I think of Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, I always think of Howard Ashman. So we miss Howard. We really do. Miss Anime Games here says, hopefully I can go on a Disney cruise soon and overcome my fear of the sea. Yes, honestly, you'll be fine. I'm sure of it. It's really not that bad. You do feel it a little bit, but you feel 100% safe. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's worth it, and it's beautiful. Like we were talking about on the video last night, Anime. Like you sit out there on your balcony in your at your room, and you just look out at the water, and there's a lot of times you'll see dolphins, you'll see animals and stuff. It's beautiful. George, I expect when you go on your cruise, you take a lot of pictures.
I do. I do take a lot of pictures because I feel like when you're in the parks, it's such like the hustle and bustle that you're like, you want to take in the moment, where you have so many times to make a moment on a Disney cruise that you're just sitting back, relaxing. It's like, as you said, you could see dolphins, you could see sea lions, you can see anything at any time, just the sunset, the sunrise, and you could just be up on that upper deck, just snapping away at photos. And it's like,
oh man, it was crazy. When I went on my first Disney cruise with my mom and my sister, I was sitting in the bed, and I had the sliding glass door open, right, to the balcony. And I'm sitting in bed, and the TV, you can play like the Disney music or whatever on your TV. And it was playing Steamboat Willie. And I'm like thinking to myself, this is a movie that came out. This is not a movie, a short that came out in 1928. Okay. It's almost 100 years old. 1928. And I'm hearing this music, and I'm sitting on a cruise line for this company. And like, how far has this company come from Steamboat Willie to now I'm on a giant ocean liner that bears its name? It blew my mind to think about it. Like, it really did blow my mind to think about this little cartoon back in 1928. And now here I am on this big cruise ship that's also Disney.
It's crazy. And then also too, speaking of which, anytime you're in the hallways, when you're leaving your stateroom to go to the elevator or the stairways to get to whatever deck you want to go on, because they don't call them floors, they call them decks.
Right.
They play Disney music around the clock, so it's very subtle. Like, they don't have it blasting, they have it kind of low, but they play songs from the parks, they play songs from the movies, they play songs even from the television shows. Like, you could hear from Zorro and Davy Crockett and The Parent Trap and Beauty and the Beast, and it's, oh man.
Speaking of Parent Trap and the expo, we saw Haley Mills.
We did
perform Let's Get Together. Yeah. I love that. Oh my God, that was so good. Did you not love that?
I think that was like the chef's kiss for the Richard Sherman tribute when Haley Mills and Leslie Ann Warren came out.
It was incredible, man. I was just like, I love these two women. This is amazing. I love the song. Just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
And I must say, for their ages, they both looked fabulous.
Oh yeah, they did. Absolutely, they did. They looked great. They sounded great. Yeah, it was awesome. Really, that panel really blew me away, dude. It really did.
Yeah.
Ronan Bunny just became an OG55 member. Thank you so much, Ronan. We do appreciate you. Like I said, with members, you get content early. A lot of, like, the fresh baked video we did with Dave, that was released to members the night before. But we also have a lot of videos that only go to members and never get released to the public and stuff like that. So thank you so much, Ronan. We do appreciate you. Thank you. Ian Grimm, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Ian here says, thank you both for the content the past week. Any chance Villains Land gets a hotel like Fantasy Springs? Oh, see, now that's an idea. Remember, we did that video, that reaction video to the Noble Way. And yes. Noble Way was saying, hey, what if we added a Fantasyland or a Fantasy Springs style hotel to Fantasyland, right? And we added a Villains hotel to Villains Land. Well, I don't know if they're going to ever do the Fantasyland one, because like you said, George, you're attaching it to a land that's like, already existing. There's not much marketing power there. But if you were to build Villains Land and have a built-in Villains hotel open with the land, my God, that would be money.
Yeah, that would be. Okay, you got to do the money.
I got to do the money drop. Here we go. Hold on a sec. Here we go.
Give me the drop, some money
There we go. There we go. And our friend Miss Anime Games also likes K-pop, so we got a little black here for you, Miss Anime. But yeah, that would be an excellent idea, Ian. Absolutely. Abigail here says, yes, Miss Anime Games. I can't wait to go on my first Disney cruise in May. Yep.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah, that first Disney cruise.
Well,
Abigail,
did I just date myself?
Yeah. Oh, bro, you don't even know. I do that on a daily basis. But yes, Abigail, you will absolutely love it. And Miss Anime Games, you definitely will love it too. So hopefully you can go on there, and there's nothing to worry about. It's not scary at all. Absolutely not scary. We got Kiki and Luca in the house. Kiki and Luca, it is always good to see you, sir. Oh my gosh, you got a new pic of your dog. I love it.
Nice.
Look at this little thing. Ah! I'm a dog person. I love dogs, especially little dogs like that. I smashed the like button because I really, 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 really like you guys. Well, we really, really, really like you. And yes. I really, really, really love your dog. Let's see. Busman 101. If they build Villains Land and keep Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island, where will it go for maintenance? Well, that's the thing. You can't. That's the problem, right? With the river is that you can't do that. Like that's why I think that's why they're getting rid of it.
Yeah,
it's an all or nothing kind of situation. So, yep, that's the issue. Let me see here. Give me just a second. I like this idea a lot. Villains Hotel and a Sith Hotel.
Ooh, see now that's where they should utilize the piece of shit Star Cruiser area and build a full-fledged Star Wars hotel.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Ronan Bunny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Ronan. I'm glad to be a member. You guys rock. Still praying for Zootopia to make its way to Anaheim, preferably DCA. Yes, Ronan. I am actually too. I love that franchise. I do. I think it's a great movie. I'm looking forward to the sequel, but I think it's a great franchise for DCA. Maybe that's what they're going to put in the Simba lot, because we're hearing rumors Pandora's going into Hollywoodland. Maybe Zootopia will go into the Simba lot. We'll see.
Yeah,
we will absolutely see.
And of course, we did get to see a sneak peek of Zootopia 2, which it kind of gave a like a swampy marsh feel. Now, I don't know if the whole movie is going to be set in that area, but it kind of gives kind of like down in like the boondocks kind of thing. And what's kind of funny with that is that Critter Country is now becoming Bayou Country. And then what's just beyond Bayou Country? The Lilo and Stitch parking lots.
There we go. Lilo and Stitch. Hold on one second. We have a lot of Sith talk in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and there we go. All right, we got Mr. Seymour Duck in the house. Seymour gifted one OG55 membership. Thank you so much, Seymour. We appreciate you, brother. And Lucas and Disney also gifted one OG55 membership. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate you guys. That was really nice of you. And Lucas continues here. $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Villains Resort Haunted Mansion. That would be sick, dude. A haunted mansion like hotel would be so sick. That would be dope, dude. Yeah. You would have the hallways would have that purple wallpaper. You know what I'm saying?
Now you see. Now here's the thing. Now I'm one that I always say, it's just a hotel. I just need a bed, a shower, and a toilet. Just what I call the triple S's: sleep, shower, and shit. You know. But I tell you what, you do a Villains Resort hotel. I'm telling you, I think whatever the price tag may be on that, I think I might have to give in on that one.
I think so, man. I think so. And we got maybe here's a Sith suite would go hard. Yes, it would. Maybe. I'm telling you, the Sith idea is fantastic. I absolutely love this. Girly Nerd here says a Sith suite where all the lights are red lightsabers, complete with sound effects. Oh, that'd be cool. Like I can just see like, or even just like that wing of the hotel being all Sith, and there's like just like red lightsabers lining the hallway. That would be dope, dude. Absolutely dope. Give me just a second. I'm losing my spot here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Teo, how do you see them using the Peter Pan Infinity Defense Rise system at Walt Disney World? Maybe villains? What do you think? You think that might be the Villains Dark Ride?
I think that they would utilize that for the Villains Dark Ride, yeah, because Disney is going to utilize a newer kind of technological ride system and ride vehicles that that they could put in for different IPs and different lands and different parks in different resort locations. So they started it off with the Peter Pan ride at Tokyo Disney.
Right.
Now they're doing it for Infinity Defense for DCA for the Disneyland Resort. I think, yeah.
Does that sound like a deodorant to you?
It does. Yeah, it really does.
Infinity Defense, it does sound like a deodorant.
Yeah. It actually sounds like one of those deodorants that you just use in all body, like wherever you have like a crevice. It's like that's where it goes.
Like those Axe, like 4-in-1.
Yeah.
It's like deodorant, body spray, body wash, shampoo, conditioner. Everything.
Okay, I just have to say something like while we're on that. I'm sorry. I get it. Like it's a convenience that you could put it anywhere on your body. But I'm sorry, like if I'm using a deodorant that has to go down on certain areas, I'm not then going to use it on my upper body. I'm sorry. Like once it goes down there, it stays down there.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
But I do.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Manscaped. No,
yes.
Kidding. It's not. We're not sponsored by Manscaped.
Yes. It would be cool though. Manscaped, if you're listening, give us a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think because I feel like one of the attractions for Villains Land is going to be a dark ride, and I think that's the ride system that they're going to use.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hope though with a anything Villains Dark Ride, I want to see animatronics though. I want to see like a big, Maleficent dragon. I want to see like, dude, if they gave us the Horn King from the Black Cauldron, I would lose my mind. I just love that guy. You would want to have like a Hades maybe. There's a lot you can do there. Where are we at? Go ahead and
I have one real quick.
Go ahead, brother. I lost my spot. Villains Resort, the Shadow Chateau. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you say about that name, George?
I like that. Yeah, I love anything that kind of has a nice ring to it and it like naturally rolls off the tongue.
It's like very much so. Yeah. Very much so. Miss Anime Games like my joke about deodorant brand. It really does feel like a deodorant. It sounds like a deodorant brand or like a body wash brand or something.
Yeah. See, now Disney can capitalize on that because even though they named an attraction after that, they could actually make soaps and deodorants and conditioners and just call it the Infinity Defense.
It's perfect, man. It's absolutely perfect. Oh, man. It's Florentine here says, Diz Unplugged had a cool conversation brainstorming a Haunted Mansion Hotel Resort. Awesome. Yeah, it's a great idea. It really is. I mean, that would be really something fun. Let me see here. Actually, I want to bring this up because I don't know if maybe saw our video we did about Rock and Roller Coaster. Go ahead and let maybe know because she's of course. Yeah. Let her know of your idea for Rock and Roller Coaster.
So maybe, I'm not sure, as OG was saying, we did a video recently talking about the new Villains live stage show coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios that's going to replace Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, which is also the building adjacent to Rock and Roller Coaster. And so I was kind of thinking that, with them putting Villains in there and, Rock and Roller Coaster being a 25-year-old roller coaster, the Aerosmith isn't as relevant anymore. It's like, well, what could they do with that? And I thought if this villain show is popular, maybe they could extend doing something over in Hollywood Studios. And obviously with Rock and Roller Coaster, you still want to kind of keep that same kind of quality, but you want to utilize the villains. And I thought, well, how can you do that? And then it dawned on me, and you have the classic original villains in Magic Kingdom,
right? But
then you have their children over in Hollywood Studios, and you have a rockin' roller coaster, so to speak, but to the music of the Descendants films.
See, I think that might be it. That might be the move. And here we go with let's see what maybe thinks. There we go. And then Miss Anime Game says, I met Red from VidCon.
Oh.
Is Red
from the new movie,
Okay.
Rise of Red. Yeah,
Interesting. That's
that
cool.
movie's doing all kinds of numbers on. God, now I'm sounding like the newer generation.
You sound like the kids, man.
Yeah.
Doing numbers, bro. Doing numbers. No, but that's cool though. That's cool. It's a big franchise. It's a huge franchise, so that's cool. Very cool. Let me see here. From your lips to Daddy Josh's ears. Yes.
Hey, you know what? Hey, they've been listening to me so far. I mean, I make one little comment about the red car trolley, and boom, out it goes. And it's like, so
I'll tell you, maybe it's so funny. This guy literally was complaining. He was in California. He was complaining about my red car trolley, talking shit on Twitter about how, oh man, this thing, I'm going to get hit. This thing is always in my way. 3 days later, Disney announces they're shutting it down. Look what you did, George. You proud of yourself, buddy? You're abusing your special access, sir. You're absolutely abusing your special access.
So I'm trying to make it up. So I think, honestly, if everyone's happy with the Descendants, Josh, Daddy, if you're listening out there, it's
oh man, make that Descendants roller coaster. That'd be awesome. George has great ideas. There it is.
Thank you.
There he is. Oh, there we go. We got Boo George, red car trolley George. Everyone's gonna blame you. That's hilarious.
I'm gonna have like a picket line outside my house.
Yeah, outside your house, like a Pennsylvanian outside your house
in downtown.
In downtown, outside my house, drinking a pipe. Let's go. Oh man, Ronan Bunny with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Ronan. We do appreciate you. Wally Dark Ride for Tomorrowland. Yes, please. That would be really cool. I love that. I love Wally. I have created a concept for it since 2020. Wally has been shut out of the parks, and it's time to give it a ride. Justice for Wally. Yeah. Let's go.
Well, Ronan sent it to me. Maybe I could see what I could do.
Yeah, right. Just have George mention it, and a few days later they'll do it. So, absolutely. We have maybe here saying during your Burbank top secret meetings. Coincidence? I think not. I know. Nothing's a coincidence. Yes. We have a lot of pull over there in Burbank. We got a lot of pull in Burbank. You know what I'm saying? I use Bob Iger's second shower. Okay, to show you how close we are. No, actually, that sounded really bad. No, I don't like him like that. Yep. Abigail here says George used his special access to talk to Daddy Josh. He did. Yes. He absolutely did. And Abigail here says George with his pop. It's soda here in Cali. Yeah, I know, Abigail. I told him. It's soda. I moved to Chicago. I'm a Californian, for life. I mean, I was born and raised here, but we did for a brief period of time when I was a kid. We moved to Chicago because that's where a lot of other Italians are. So we did move to Chicago. And when I was in high school out there, I would have this discussion with my classmates all the time about soda versus pop. And they insist over there in Chicago that it's pop. But no, it is.
But I have to say, like, being that we're on that, yeah. If anyone is a West Coaster, you come over to the East Coast. Soda is pop. Bologna. If you go to the deli and you say, "Could I have a half a pound of bologna?" It's we say jumbo here. Half a pound of jumbo.
So weird.
And then if you wanna, you ask someone to clean up the room, you say "red up," which is like short for ready up.
Ready up. That's funny, man. That sounds kind of hip hop though, doesn't it? Like ready up.
Ready up.
You guys ready to ready up? Cameron Dolphin here says Wally in place of Star Tours and then Wreck-It Ralph for Buzz Lightyear. That would be the dream. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, that's
yeah, that works actually. I could actually kind of see them doing that. Miss Anime Games wants a little explanation. Why are we calling it Jumbo? Do you know the reason behind that?
Actually, I don't. I don't know. Like, I guess it's because it's a jumbo-sized piece of meat.
Let's not go there, George. Let's not go there. Mr. Todd Hansley. George needs a I killed the red car trolley shirt. Oh, dude.
Oh, man. I should get one now.
Yeah, dude. Sticker mule. We'll make it happen. We will absolutely make it happen, dude. Oh, that's great. Oh man, that's funny, dude. That is hilarious. Ronan Bunny here says, I still have the artwork for the Wally ride and I'm not afraid to post it. Oh, that's cool, Ronan.
Go for it.
Hey, Ronan, if you follow me on, I don't know. Are you on Twitter, Ronan? I don't know if I know. I don't know. If you're on Twitter, shoot me a DM with your artwork and maybe we can share it on a future show or something. That'd be kind of fun, you know? It'd be very fun. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Really?
Oh,
Sorry,
we got
brother.
one more. Oh, the Haunted Mansion Hotel would be good if there were scary sounds in the middle of the night and creepy faces looking back at you in the mirror. That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
That would work, though.
I had that when I was still married to my ex-wife.
Creepy faces looking back at you in the mirror. George is here trying to brush his teeth, and the ex-wife is like right here just watching you. That's horrible.
Oh god.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Maybe here it says, "Oh my god, I thought you were going to say Bologna." Bologna.
Bologna.
George is going to have a Bologna sandwich and a pap. Oh man, that's hilarious. Well, everybody, we had a blast today talking to y'all.
Yes.
Really, really fun. This was George's send off before he takes off to the high seas. Now, here's the thing: he is doing 2 cruises and Walt Disney World. This is wild to me. After you just got back, crazy. This guy is living his best life. But he has breaks in between.
Yes.
So he's got like this week coming up is the cruise line thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come back. We're gonna do a live show with Lucas, and we got some other stuff planned with Drew, the Disney dude, right? And then we're gonna do that, and then you go back on vacation again. You're gonna go to
Walt Disney World and then the second cruise.
and then the second cruise, and then when he comes back from that, he's back
Yes.
until
back.
October.
Until October,
And I'm not even joking. He's actually leaving again in October. So we'll see. We'll see. Party Animal George, but George. If you let everybody home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. And before I do, I just have to thank everybody in the chat. This was a phenomenal live. I love the interaction. I love the questions. It was awesome. And honestly, if I could have had any kind of live for a proper send off before I come back from my cruise, this was the perfect one. I'm so glad for everyone who was able to jump on, have some fun with us, join in the conversation. It's greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. If you could let everybody know where they can find your sticky ass on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Sticky. Thank you so much for watching this live show of OG55. Now, even though the Italiano is on vacation, the OG55 crew will still be making content. And we actually recorded some stuff in the can that you'll see some George videos, even though he's on vacation, released in the next few days. And also I'll be collaborating with, like maybe Michael Eva, maybe Slimer, all the homies, Seymour. So definitely stay tuned for more content.
Really, I'm so very sorry, but I just wanted to bring this up. I just now noticed this. I know we're ending this, but
Sure.
I thought this was quite interesting because I do now remember they just did refurbish the theater with all new seats for the Muppets.
Oh, they did?
Yes. Actually, Ronan just reminded me.
That's interesting. Why would they do that if they're getting rid of it? And of course, the night before you leave, George. Thank you.
Of course, I know. See, I know this shit. It's like, of course.
That's it.
Now I'm really starting to think that it's going to go into the animation courtyard.
Yes.
I completely I saw that and I thought, that's right. They did. They just refurbished the whole entire theater with new seating.
Yeah. Oh man, we got to talk about this, dude. Now I'm itching. Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk. But I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It's always a pleasure talking to everybody. We will be back again very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching this episode of OG55. Let's get it.